is famous for, like you said, for flouting international laws. They want to kidnap him. But before they do, they wanted to make sure that they rendered every legal status he's currently enjoying, they rendered that non and void. Why? Because he told us about Pablo Escobar. Eh? He helped stop what could have been the war of refugees right now when they were asking Kolu to invade Niger Republic. And I said, the memo, that memo that got released about the planned attack, when Kolu is here to even inform Nigerians he was going to go to Niger, he was already moving soldiers to Sokoto. That information saved the lives of Nigerian soldiers and saved the lives of Nigerians who share border with Niger Republic and saved a lot of lives of Nigerians themselves. Now they are charging David secretly for treason. Just the same playbook, okay, that they used on Oloye Sunday Igboho, that they used on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They are using it on David. They will use it on me if they have any chance to come closer. They will use it on you. They will use it on every person that they consider a threat. And they will have a lot of us to deal with. David, let's continue.
Today, I do believe that just the same way as Ghana had every opportunity to give me up in the first place. When I claimed asylum in Ghana, there was every opportunity to use me as a diplomatic bargaining chip with Nigeria if it wanted to. But I know that Ghana is not that kind of country. I know that the Ghanaian government historically has a lot of respect for international law. The Ghanaian government historically has a very strong Pan-Africanist outlook, and the Ghanaian government generally tends to lend itself to being a safe haven for people who are fleeing political persecution from wherever they are in West Africa, in Africa, and in the world at large. There's a very good reason why even during my time in the safe house in Accra, there were quite a number of journalists and whistleblowers who were in similar situations, who were also spending time in Accra. They weren't even just from West Africa or even from Africa. There were people from Europe there as well. That's the kind of stellar reputation that Ghana has when it comes to being a safe haven and an oasis of stability in what is generally still a very unstable area. So I want to urge the Ghanaian president, President Nana Akufo-Addo, the Ghanaian Interior Minister, the chairman of the Ghana Refugee Board, the Ghanaian Immigration Services, all of whom are apparently being linked on by the Nigerian government, to consider not only obviously the fact that I have been obviously granted full refugee status in Ghana, and the Nigerian government is trying to make Ghana blood guilty, right? The Nigerian government is trying to get Ghana to break international law so as to find a way to have me return to Nigeria. And the entire purpose of having me return to Nigeria is to even a personal score, because the person who is apparently the president of Nigeria now, as I'm sure everyone is aware, has a personal bone to pick with me, because I am the journalist who is responsible for essentially destroying whatever false reputation he was trying to build in the international space. I am the journalist who revealed that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a drug trafficker and is a certificate forger, both of which are about to have a significant impact on his continued stay in office. This is an attempt to settle a grudge using a sovereign country, which is Ghana, as a sort of blunt force tool to get at one individual. This is the exact kind of behavior that the Nigerian state was renowned for during the 80s and the 90s under the military era. And at that time, some of these very people who are in power now, including the supposed president in power right now, did actually find some sort of refuge, safe refuge and haven in Ghana. Right? And I'm sure the Ghanaian intelligence agencies, the Ghanaian security services, the Ghanaian immigration services obviously have records of all of these. Ghana has a very a long and storied relationship with Nigeria in so many ways. Specifically when it comes to serving as a safe haven for people fleeing political persecution in Nigeria. Without the support and hospitality of Ghana and of the Ghanaian government, a lot of the work I've been able to accomplish over the past few years could never have been done. I might not even be alive. Right? The Ghanaian government has been nothing but honorable in its dealing. So I want to urge the Ghanaian president to resist the temptation to allow an illegitimate Nigerian president to push Ghana into breaking international law. I obviously don't need to mention that there's a law called the Law of Refoulement, which forbids the illegal repatriation of political refugees back to the country that they fled from, where they are going to face, persecution. It's very well known that if for whatever reason I were to be returned to Nigeria, I would not survive it. This is not a secret. So I'm putting this appeal out there publicly. I wasn't going to do this initially, but seeing as it doesn't look like there are that many options left, and the fact of my use of a Ghanaian passport and my permanent residency in Ghana is going to be used, or is the Nigerian government is trying to weaponize that. And, Ghana, for all its best efforts, for all its best intentions, might not be able to resist the bullying of the Nigerian government. I'm constrained to put this message out in the public domain, at the very least for record purposes. So if anything were to happen to me, I hope it doesn't happen, but if something were to happen to me, everyone should know who is responsible for it and under what circumstances these things happened. The Ghanaian government, as I said, has been nothing but good to me. The Ghanaian government has behaved excellently, historically and presently. I hope that continues. I hope it's able to resist the tactics of the Nigerian intelligence agencies, the NIA, the DIA, the DSS, all which are parts of the erstwhile, the infamous NSO security organization, which used to carry out this exact sort of illegal international activity back in the 80s, because apparently that's the era that we've gone back to now. But in the event that the Ghanaian government isn't able to hold Nigeria off, and my Ghanaian passport is revoked, my Ghanaian permanent residency is revoked, I'm also appealing to international institutions that may be watching this to lean on whoever can be leaned on to see that this reaches some sort of resolution. And in the event that there is no resolution and I end up becoming a journalist who ends up dead because I did my job, well, I want everyone to know who was responsible. So that's why I'm putting out this appeal. I hope the Ghanaian government does the right thing. I have faith in them. They've always done the right thing more often than not. There are so many more people like myself who have found a safe refuge and a home in Ghana. I think it would be a very sad thing if that reputation that this country has built for itself should be damaged because of an illegitimate president in Nigeria who is essentially trying to personalize the apparatus of state and use it to pursue his personal vendetta around the world. So that's all I have to say this evening. Thank you for
man still there for jail. Politician wey dey prove don enter for power. EFCC chairman still there for jail. Politician wey dey prove don enter for power. Ewo EFCC chairman still there for jail. Politician wey dey prove don enter for power. Ewo EFCC chairman still there for jail. Politician wey dey prove don enter for power. If you dey do government work, no carry am for head, Maka one day I got bokwa gike na ma. in another government, yo. You why you one day more, every one day. I got forget in my mouth. Ewo, yes, is German, no there for jail.
Politician where they probe down enter for power. So when I saw that message, I couldn't just let go until another time. So they were working secretly to get a David Undeyi handcuffed and illegally repatriated or extradited to Nigeria. Just the same treatment they gave them as in Nnamdi Kanu. And well, everyone is aware now anyway. Okay. And in fact, is done so well for putting it out. Okay. So whatever trick, whatever pressure, whatever thing they want to pull, everybody is interested or is aware now. So when somebody said that we should call the Ghanaian government out, there's no point in calling anybody out. David has dropped the info here. Sure, you understand? All of us knows, right, why this is happening, and including those who are hoping that they should carry it through, they should see it through, and then kidnap him or whatever they want to do. But for now, everyone is, all eyes are now on Ghana and Nigeria. So you would arrest a journalist for doing his job. You have a chance of suing or whatever, right? But you want to use the state apparatus to kind of hunt them down, put them in jail. In a democracy, how should you are? Now, that's so heartbreaking, by the way. And a lot of people are suggesting that it should leave Ghana immediately. I support that. So, David, if you happen to see this video, I know a lot of people are probably, with all your contacts, your sources, and the rest, I believe you are already 2-3 steps ahead of them. I want to believe. And then, this information you just put out right now, you have set them back like about 10 steps backward now. They will need to go and re-strategize and find another way of getting at you. So the ideal thing is to get out of that place now, right away. And wherever you are going, right, as you should know, right, you are a journalist and you will get any political asylum from anywhere, especially someone of your caliber. Do not wait for them. Do not let them make you somebody that will have to start raising hashtag for. These people are brutal. These people are evil. They are evil. And Baba, I don't think we would love to lose you to them at all. So I believe you are probably, like I said, 2-3 steps ahead of them before you notify all of us now. You need to leave Ghana. You need to leave Africa. Everywhere. Some people are saying that you should go to Burkina Faso. You should don't go anywhere in Africa. If you are going to, if you're going to hop on any, any plane to anywhere, let it be out of Africa totally. And don't wait for them to actually get to you. Don't wait for Ghana, okay, to either crumble under their pressure or not. Just leave straight away and avoid the French-speaking countries, by the way, because currently France is hurting and is trying to ask the rest of Europe to hurt with her. I'm talking about France. So leave. Meanwhile, I wanted to share with you the petition appeal of Atiku. That one will just be part of this chat before we go to Kano. Allah is about to share. Tribunal has removed Kwakwan Sob's governor, and they have put in Gandola's governor, even though they still have to go and appeal that judgment or whatsoever. So we're going to go to Ghana, but let's stop by at the Supreme Court of Nigeria, where Atiku is now appealing Tinubu's victory at the tribunal on the 35 ground. Before they will use petition and prayers. This one is 35 ground. Why the Court of Appeal, the tribunal, was wrong to to reject all the evidence against Kolu and the the Supreme Court now have 60 days, less than 60 days, let's say 50 days now, to give a judgment on Atiku versus Tinubu and see if they are going to use any of his evidence, new one or old one, it doesn't matter. So all the evidence that the tribunal rejected and decided that there were no evidence and all that stuff, Atiku is pointing out those errors in those their rulings. And he want the Supreme Court to remove Kolu, okay, and conduct a fresh election and none like that. 35 ground of appeal against the tribunal judgment. This one is for Atiku. I know you are not reading. I'm just scrolling. You see, I'm just scrolling it up and up and up. You're not going to sit down there and start reading it, Tabi. Just go on Google and type in Abubakar Atiku's appeal to Supreme Court. You will see this copy. You can download it if you are the type who love to download, okay? That's it. Right? Now, if we go a bit, let's go a bit further and show that of Peter Obi. On Peter Obi's own appeal to the Supreme Court, Peter Obi is appealing on 50 ground of appeal, pushing out there the error of rejection and all of that stuff, the same thing that the tribunal refused to look into the evidence presented simply by disqualifying them and saying, you know what I mean, like they didn't submit them at the right time. So Peter Obi and his own people, they are appealing on 50 ground of error. And Peter Obi this time around is asking the courts, the Supreme Court, to declare him the winner if they can look at all the evidence he's presenting and where the appeal court was wrong. So Peter Obi in this own appeal did not just show that he won, he also added the number. He said he scored 8.7 million votes. Tinubu and Atiku. Tinubu came third. Atiku came second. But by the virtue of the fact that he met the constitutional requirement of 25% in Abuja or winning Abuja and all that, he should be declared winner. That's the difference from what his petition was at the appeal. So on this 50 ground of appeal, the Supreme Court of Nigeria would need to give their judgment on these two appeals in the next 50 days. So if you have to kind of look at it as it should be, 50 days from now should be what? That should be somewhere around the end of November, Abi, or middle of November. The Supreme Court will rule. And that will then have to be to appeal or what have you. Everybody will need to then go to the court of Almighty God for judgment after this. So, that said, in Kano, Wahala is about to happen. As they announced, just before they announced that the tribunal was going to give the judgment between the current NNPP governor of Kwakwanso or APC governor of Gandola, candidate of Gandola. So there were allegations where the judge, the lead judge at the tribunal, came out and said they offered her $10 million to give the judgment in favor of APC. She didn't mention names, but she did a press conference to say that. And just before she did that press conference, there were already rumor reports of bribery of the tribunal, just like normal, yeah. So all of these have kind of prepared the people of Kano, the supporters of these two groups, for a day. In fact, one of their commissioner had to warn the tribunal that if they give any judgment that is contrary to the real thing, that they will lose their life, they will burn them and kill them inside that courtroom. They're not going to come out alive. And for those of you who probably should know about Kano, now dear Gogo, you go know, say this ones understand politics. If to say it was Kano, if Kano was a country, and Yakubu was their own Kano Independent Electoral Commission, Kieki, and Yakubu started announcing fake results, Kano is a place where millions of people can troop out and end that nonsense, like you will see in some other African countries protesting against fraudulent elections, not in Nigeria. If Kano was a country, they always have time and that number. There are many, there are plenty. The tribunal then announced that they were going to give their ruling today, the 20th of September. Immediately they released that statement, and a commissioner already promised that they will burn them inside the courthouse if they give any judgment that is contrary. And the commissioner was sacked, by the way. So today, the judgment came. And when the judgment came, the NNPP Kwakwanso people, they got serious bruises. Remember the allegation of bribery and all of that initially? But before the judgment came, everybody was coming, all the police, everybody everywhere, security, all of that. Now, so the judges of the tribunal developed cold feet. They said, no, we know they call that place. So we have started seeing their videos. There's no way police can control them. If these guys should go mad on us, we know they come. We are not coming. So how are you going to deliver your judgment? Tell all of them, and then go sit down inside that court. We did inside the living room of one of our members. We go deliver the judgment through the Zoom. Now Zoom then deliver the judgment in Kano to avoid the story that touch. I can't show you. There's which one is Justice Okoro? Which one is Justice Abubakar? Which one is male? Which one is female? Because they don't bond them anyway. Which one be judge? They say, we don't know. Just put name on them like that. What if the one you put Abdullahi on is actually Justice Johnson? You know what I mean? That kind of a thing. We know one story that touched the hearts. We will send them the message from Zoom. And that's exactly how they deliver the message, for security reason. And when they deliver the message, in all honesty, according to them, they said, 160,000 ballot papers used in voting for NNPP. They were not signed, even though the votes were for NNPP, but they were not signed. So they would have ordered a rerun, but that's a waste of time. Let's count the original votes. They weren't signed, but they signed the APC ballot paper, so APC won. INEC with no signed paper. INEC that conducted the election that didn't sign ballot paper, they were there in the same court. Not in the court anyway. They were on the Zoom to send a message to the NNPP Kano. They did not sign your ballot paper. It's illegal. It's void. So initially, people thought they were going to cancel elections in those places that they didn't sign the ballot papers. So some people were already announcing, tribunal declare Iran. Pack your bag and leave. I mean, Kwakwanso happen to be one of these overrated political criminals from Nigeria. He's so overrated. He even overrated himself. Baba, this guy won't be vice president. They said maybe they will make a minister. Minister, he no get. Personal advisor, he no get. About the single states where he still manage win, they won't collect them for in hand. Like he's actually a real loser, by the way, overrated crook, put it that way, overrated crook. I'm just saying, like, though it is their politics, so it defies all logical. I agree. I'm just saying, he's so overrated. We'll go to that Kano. How Kano people behaved or were behaving. Let us first start from Gandola. This was Gandola, I believe.
Amin Baba. Alhamdulillah. Allah mun gode maka. Allahu Akbar. Congratulations, Baba. Alhamdulillah. Congratulations, Baba. Congratulations, Baba. Alhamdulillah. Congratulations, Baba.
It's like that was when he won his own second time. That was not today. That one is not today. Because I'll show you the two of them. See, the one on the left, that one was Gandola's candidate. The one on the right is Kwakwansop candidate. Do you understand? And their politics in Kano. These guys used to be in the same camp. Do you understand now? They used to be together. First, they were together in PDP. Then Kwakwansop and the rest of them left PDP. Because Gandola was his deputy when Kwakwansop was governor. Sure you get. So when Kwakwansop followed them to go and start APC, and Gandola followed him, now from there, trailer entered them. So Gandola succeeded Kwakwansop, and Kwakwansop as a godfather, here you get now, was more or less like overbearing. So the one on the left is for Gandola. The one on the right is for Kwakwansop. And the two of them were those in court. And after the hearing, one of them said this, not one of those two. That's it, this was an APC lawyer. The APC lawyer, listen to him. Remember, they all listened to the judgment on Zoom. It's like everybody was watching the news. Okay, the lawyer, all this, only everybody, because the judges were not there. And afterward,
returning officer, the declaration by the returning officer was wrongly made. We filed this petition to show that, and clearly we have demonstrated it by bringing in invalid ballot papers, 165,000 of the ballot papers, and the court went through these ballot papers one after the other and confirmed that these ballot papers were not signed, stamped, and dated. And the law says it shall be signed, stamped, and dated. So all these three must be there. Not two, not one. All the three must be there. And the court, of course, accordingly deducted these invalid votes from the votes of NNPP. After doing that, Nasri Yusuf Gawuna was declared the winner of the election. So, returning officer.
Gawuna, that's the name. But the people who are with the current governor, this is their own position.
What can you say about the judgment? Actually, the judgment has just come out. Now, as you can see, we are just coming out from the court. And what court has just said, we accepted it. We have even highlighted our people yesterday that there is sign of injustice that is taking place in this court. Prior to what has happened, we inform our people that injustice may likely take place in this court. And we are appealing to our team supporters and the populace of Kano State that we are not taking it for granted. We didn't accept the judgment. We are appealing, definitely appeal will judge it better than this court. Now, what the next can you say about the judgment?
They are going to appeal it. Of course, they have the right to appeal. And think even up to the Supreme Court, I think. Ogandola, the Babanriga Mobile Banking CEO, and is now the chairman of APC, Egbekegbe, long ago, on the streets of Kano. This is pretty much like
rushe-rushe da aka yi wa jama'a da komai da aka yi wa jama'a yau gawuna shi ne gwamnan jihar Kano. Gawuna ya zo, gawuna ya zo, gawuna ya zo. Dauke ni na sigina.
see them. Or that's roasting, boiling road. You see, they thank God for people who go come loot them. Nigerians. On the other part of the street, here, for people that will still come and loot them, steal from them, oppress them, even kill them, destroy their businesses for their own selfish gains. For 4 years, for 8 years, they will weep and cry and scream. Why do you do this to us? We loved you, but look at what you are doing. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't understand. How do I say this? That it's going to sound like that time that Kalu told you that subsidy is gone. I've been practicing it. Okay, I'm just going to do it my way. Subsidy is back. Subsidy is back. It never left. But Kalu told you subsidy was gone. And he even told you they've saved over 2 trillion from subsidy. Ha. Would you mean that? Subsidy is barrier. Subsidy is back. And the dollar subsidy that I've been telling you about, that dollar don't finish you. NNPLC, a private oil company in Nigeria, is collecting the Nigeria crude oil royalty. And Nigerians are still there. They have no clue of what is going on. They told you Nigeria is selling 1.1 million crude oil per day just to cover up the lies. I mean, just to cover up the continued scheme of crude oil. What do you call those one? Those who are stealing the crude oil in Nigeria. The business is still very much thriving. They are still stealing your crude oil in large vessels. So these criminals told you that Nigerian crude produce, Nigeria crude production every day has now increased from 800,000 to 1.1 million. Okay, where is the money? If you are pumping crude oil, 1.1 million crude oil every day, Baba, now how much that go be for a month? It's been 3 months now. Guess how much NNPLC collected on behalf of Nigeria? Do you know how much? $301 million. That's how much they collected, though. In the last 3 months, they said that's how much oil they sold, you. 300 million. For a country of 200 million people. Baba, even the 300 million, now here, people, they hear them. They know they see them. Because NNPC said they have used the money to pay for subsidy. Ha! Which money? The 300 million, not everything. But we have paid subsidy of over $240 million. Ha! To who? Who paid the money? Did Tinubu know? Did you not hear when Tinubu said subsidy is gone? Who had the audacity to use Nigeria money from crude oil to pay subsidy? Now, let me tell you this, just in case if you probably have no if you are suffering from Stockholm syndrome, may I quickly remind you. I will continue to remind you. By the way, I actually said I'm going to tell you that story of Stockholm syndrome. They say now Stockholm for Sweden. They say for Stockholm, right? You know a country called, you know a place called Stockholm, right? The city. So one guy kidnapped some women and he held them as hostage for days. While they were negotiating their release, the people discovered that the hostages, they started developing feelings for their captor. They forgot that they were hostages and the guy was actually holding them. They have forgotten. They started developing feeling for him. They started having warmth approach towards him, and the Stockholm syndrome. So, you know, that is something that people just get used to their own oppressors. You understand? But may I give you this a little bit of a background. You see, these criminals in 2015, they said subsidy was a scam and it must go. And they needed to save money and stop paying people. In fact, they also promised that they were going to release the names of those who are behind the subsidy scam. And that was supposed to be fine. Abi? But you know what happened after? Nigeria started losing money to those who were stealing Nigeria crude oil. 700,000 barrels of crude oil stolen every day. Millions, 21 million barrels of crude oil stolen every month. So massive. So Nigeria was losing money. Do you know what these criminals did? The little peanut or whatever that was going to come from that, what is left, what they left after they stole the most, right? These guys opened another avenue. And they started using Nigeria money, royalty from crude oil sale. As they paid them the money, they paid the money to themselves. And suddenly, the Nigeria money from crude oil was now being used to pay for subsidy. As they pay Nigeria, NNPSC, they give it to themselves. They call Emefiole, go and print money and share the money to the states. Because you see this dollar, we don't use it and pay for subsidy. And just like that, subsidy of Nigeria jumped from 200 billion naira a year to over 4 trillion naira, 4 trillion naira a year. And the cost of the same liter of fuel jumped from 87 naira to over 600 naira per liter. Who is being paid the subsidy? What is their names? Give us all of, no, they won't because they are paying it to themselves. Then Kolu came and said, subsidy was gone. And he thrown your lives into this, and it took on Lumo. When they say, Emi Lokan. And after just 2-3 weeks, people who are shouting, Emi Lokan, they started shouting, Enikon Lomo. Emi Lokan means it's our turn. In 3 months after all of that, they are not saying our Lokan anymore. They are now saying, my brother, he get us be na person where this Tinubu Nigeria affect. Go explain to you where the thing they affect him. Because as he be now everybody they collect. Even people will no shout Emi Lokan, our Lokan. It's so similar to the time when they are shouting Sai Baba by the Sai Barbarians. Remember the Sai Barbarians? They were shouting Sai Baba. When the Shege started, from chain to what do you call it? They call that one next devil, the next devil. When the bedu of the suffering enter them, Baba, people where they shout Kai Baba, I'm sorry, Sai Baba. It didn't take long before they started shouting Kai Baba. Kai Baba is like a Kai Baba. You know? It's similar to those who are shouting Emilokon, now shouting Baba Enekon Lomo Lowo you. I mean, I remember that very well. Just a few months ago. Àwa ló kàn, ẹ̀yin ló kàn, èmi ló kàn, gbogbo wa ló kàn. And 2-3 weeks after, àwọn ló kàn, ẹ̀yin ló kàn, gbogbo wọn ló kàn. Everybody they shout, Baba Enekon Lomo Lowo you, any bad Lomo Baba. Baba, it's tough. Nigeria easy, Baba. I'm not tell you, no easy, Baba. Enekon Lomo Lowo you. I say, yeah. It wasn't my yegun. We can know me. Are you showing doubt to me? And any con lomo lower about you saying that person where the thing touch, know where the thing they touch arm. Now person where they wear the shoe, they know where the shoe they pinch arm. You know that all of that, right? Okay. So now the news is that without telling any one of you, they said NNPC collected 300 million, used 265 million, I be 255 million. They used that to pay for subsidy. To who? Okay, what happened to the remaining 55 million? Which 55 million? Alaye show monkey ni. You said you collected 300 million and you used 245 million for subsidy. We are coming back to that one. That one we're coming back. But there's a balance now. There's still another 55 million or 59 million dollars left. Which 55? No. There's no 55. Show mad in like you the wine us any. Yeah. If you committed 245 million out of $304 million, you're supposed to get like 59 million. Oh, we don't use that one. You use Nigeria money. Everybody they use them, they go. Because you have a country of 200 million mumuzabi. If not, majority of those who are supposed to be in jail, they are those you are calling your leaders, who you think are planning for your future. Any future, there's no future anywhere. When you use your vivid imagination, when you finish with your vivid imagination, you'll come back to reality. Eje. Go, Eje. So now the dollar don't finish. There is no dollar for Nigeria, and for the business people who are demanding for dollar, even the oil marketers and the rest of them. What kind of a country is this? A whole country. What kind of people are these people? There are some things that doesn't actually make any sense, but you just look at them and be like, well, it is Nigeria. You know, what are you going to do about it? A whole country, no nothing. Now, the dollar is actually like jumping right now. So Naira to dollar right now is currently almost 1,000 Naira to a dollar. That was what they tried to prevent about a month ago. They collected $3 billion. I told you, when they finished that $3 billion, this cankerworm, these thieves, $3 billion is a peanut change. You want to use $3 billion to stabilize Nigeria Naira. No investment in this, your own main economy. There is no real investment in generating electricity, and you are telling the world to come and invest in the darkness. Do you think that's how it works? Come and invest in the darkness. Come and invest in our this or that. There are opportunities, so come and build this for us. You want to be able to come and build infrastructure that they will now say, oh, it is meant to serve. It's like charity. And then you say, well, you know what? We'll pay you back later. I don't understand. Like, would they have to come and build your electricity from the scratch? Now that your electricity are collapsing like epileptic, where they say epileptic power supply, Dakudaji, under Bokuwari in 8 years, Nigeria National Grid collapsed. This may shock you, and don't let it shock you. You can Google it. 120 times. Country that is aspiring to be great, Abi. National electricity collapsed over 100 times in 8 years. The first time it collapsed, it was 30 years before Bokuwari came. 1985, that was the last time that Nigeria National Grid first collapsed, and last time it collapsed. APC, Egbekegbe came in 2015. National Grid of Nigeria collapsed about 4 times. At a point, it was like collapsing almost every hour. That people became like, you know what? Who they use electricity before? Eh? So they are lying to you, deceiving you. And then they said they are doing something called unification of exchange rates. You know, Bori. Unification of exchange rates in Nigeria that will then keep the dollars. They should said all those nonsense they used to say. And me, Mayegu, we no get PhD in all your jargons that you are telling yourselves. Now, ordinary Mayegu came here to tell all those economists that look at this one. So this one are job men, criminals. Check their books and you see all of the cooked fake figures that they are putting there because the economy doesn't reflect in the lives of their people. They will tell you the stock exchange has grown. So a stock exchange made a gain of 60,000 gain today. Nigeria stock exchange nonsense in Igbo. It's all fixed deal. Because any economy that doesn't reflect in the real life of the people won't turn any. Now they are now saying that next week, Tinubu is going to announce a new minimum wage. That's good news, right? Eh? The current minimum wage in Nigeria, how much is 10 pounds? 10 pounds is 12,000 naira. 20 pounds is 24,000 naira. 22 pounds or 23 pounds is 30,000 naira. So that means the minimum wage in Nigeria is just about 25 pounds. You work for 1 month, you collect 25 pounds in the poverty capital of the world. So they are coming back to increase it, maybe to 50 pounds, $60,000. How does $60,000 minimum wage sound to you? They're not going to pay you. No, they're not going to pay you. They're not going to pay you the salary, but they go announce them. Are you with me? You know, most of them have already added 10,000 naira to your salaries. Now, those of you who get job, I'm not talking to those who no get job. You who no get job, you wait. They go recruit all of you into the army. Your own job, I don't know how much they will pay you, but if they start with minimum wage, it may be 50 pounds, $60. I mean, so 60,000 naira. So they are working around something now. Their colleague is going to come and announce a new minimum wage. And there's difference between minimum wage and living wage. How do you actually expect to survive in an economy with over 800% inflation? Benny, there's nothing like a 23% inflation. Short dead any. If you buy a bag of rice for 7,500 naira, and you are buying it for 60, I'm buying it now for 60,000 naira. She 20% increase in here. I be 1,000%. Go like 2,000. Got inflation. Don't put hyperinflation. We'll see how that goes. Well, yeah, you're gonna get that good news. Next week, minimum wage 60,000 naira, 50,000 naira. They no go pay you. Kogi no go pay. More than 30 states in Nigeria no go pay. They no go pay you, but at least they go hold you. All right. And by the time they give you that minimum wage, $1 to a naira, I mean, naira to the dollar would have become like 1,100 naira to $1. So collect your 60,000 naira, branch for one booker, chop, enter taxi, go home, hand over the remaining 10,000 naira to your wife. Because by then you will see the worthless paper that even I'm saying that it's going to be 50 pounds, Abi. Maybe at the end of the day, by the time the worthless naira gets further devalued, and nobody is giving Nigeria any debt forgiveness, these criminals are not going to really invest in the real economy of Nigeria. They are going to call their friends here and there, okay? Which is all going to be like a cash out time for them as well. Their own their own way of lifting you out of poverty is going to be to share to you 10,000 naira. Just like if Bokwari was sharing 5,000 naira. That is their own way of lifting you out of poverty. The rest is just for show off. Like, you know, describe the last time under Bokwari, you go see Shege, where they waka for streets. But that time, when Shege they waka, when you they waka like this, you go see Shege they waka along with you. But if you look at it, it go be like say nothing they there. It's like the shadow of Shege. Charity Shege Pro Maxi, eh? You go to get hug. You go to get consolation. When the Shege hits you, Baba, now the Shege go give you in shoulder for you to cry on. You go see it face to face. You go talk to it and say, you, my Shege, when are you going to leave thou? When are you going to leave thee from the grip of thou? You go to have chat with your own Shege. I'm not wishing it on you. I'm only wishing you what you wish yourselves, okay? This is going to be your reality soon. There is no rocket science. There is no abracadabra about it. Look at these guys. You can't rule a country by telling lies, propaganda. It will catch up on you. You don't turn around and say, why is it not working? When you can see the reason why it will never work. I have seen these guys. Unification of Naira, unification of exchange rate. What is unification when the main source of your own forex is in the hands of criminals? Criminals are in charge of Nigerian oil sector. Every revenue that should have popped out from there, forex that should help Nigeria to rebound back, is in the pocket of some criminal few. They had the audacity to use Nigeria name to borrow $3 billion that they will give them oil swap. And Nigerians have no clue of what that is all about. Cash of $3 billion was handed over to these criminals. They've spent it. Now they can't stabilize Naira. Who's going to give them another one? Nigeria crude oil money. Patri peanut. Largest producer of crude oil in Africa is making $300 million from crude oil. Person where they sell $1.1 million per person where they produce 1.1 million barrel every day. In 3 months, made $300 million. And you are sitting down there. You think you are smart? Trying to push it back and say, try to wish your country well. Does these people who actually wish Nigeria well? Do you think they wish Nigeria well? Have you actually thought about that? That a country, giant of Africa, the biggest oil producer in Africa, second or third largest oil producer in the world, okay, maybe seventh oil producer, largest oil producer in the world, sold crude oil for 3 months under these criminals, and the total money they made is less than $300 million. And you think you are not mad? You are wishing Nigeria well. How? Even the 300 million, they shared it among themselves. Nobody's going to be held responsible. I mean, I have been here many times where I've actually told you where NNPC of Nigeria failed to actually remit money. The money made from the crude oil sale in Nigeria, they failed to remit them. And it was like normal. So a better country will just come by you wishing for it. These criminals don't wish Nigeria well. Their actions don't wish Nigeria well. Now they collect 3 billion. They want to stabilize the Naira. Now they don't stabilize Naira for 3 weeks, so for $3 billion. Where are they going to see more dollars now? That Nigeria is about to take a big dive from a cliff. By the time to buy my land, Zimbabwe, you go to take inspiration from Zimbabwe with what these guys are going to do. We are already hearing that they are planning to print a higher denomination of money so that you can begin to have a 5,000 Naira note, 10,000 Naira note, 20,000 Naira note. Because the way the whole thing is going, they have no way of how they're going to actually end this calamity economically and the rest. They will be giving you all the words you need to know. They will be taking pictures here and there. Kalu that went to America is not bringing anything to you. I mean, somebody sent me a video where they welcoming me to the New York Stock Exchange NASDAQ bell. They say me Kalu can ring bell. They are celebrating it in Nigeria. I told you, we are yet to see him with the American president that invited him. In fact, to actually know what they discussed. But Akuri Nigalailai is probably drafting the lie they're going to tell you. Or maybe I don't know. Right? Look at this.
Wait, please. Diaspora. Hello, sir. Well done, sir. Yes, sir. Hello, sir.
Nuisance lele. Nuisance lele. Nuisance lele.
No doubt. They carry and they go like a baby, door baby. How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? How about go inside? They say me you can't ring bell. I'm waiting for the video of the bell. Nigeria is in trouble. Bokwari destroyed Nigeria. Tinubu will bury Nigeria. And it is not a wish. Just wait for it to play out. I said something the other day. I said, Nigeria could get to a stage where we say even call you go sit down for inside the room and be like, why did I put myself in this kind of wahala? Why did I even want to be the president of anywhere at all? In what is still coming. Because you see, when they said that Bokwari took Nigeria 100 years back or backward, it will take consistent good government, reasonable people, with reasonable policies that will break up Nigeria into PCC before Nigeria can actually, it will take like Nigeria another 100 years with the destruction they have brought. With this Kolu, almost 600 years, 600 years. Nigeria is not coming back from this. And it's not my wish for you. It is the result of the wish of some low-thinking Nigerians. And the consequences is here now. And it's up to us. I'm going to take calls. But first, I'm going to go make myself a cup of tea. As usual, I kind of love my tea. But if you are here and you haven't really liked the broadcast, okay? You should like it. Subscribe if you haven't already and share the broadcast, right? And when I get back, I will take calls. And the number is on your screen, by the way, if you don't really have it. So don't go anywhere. Sorry, I have a caller, but I think I need to quickly add this. For those of us who are